Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Freeplay Friday.
Freeplay Friday. That's the name for our newest segment on Rise and Shine. You're on the podcast. That was Andy kicking us off there with his little impersonation. Do you think you could do the voiceover for the new segment?
It was a fun-filled Freeplay Friday.
It's got a bit of American twang to it.
Yeah, I do American twang when I need to, but it was a fun show, so I did enjoy it.
You had fun. That's the main thing. Well, if you're wondering what Freeplay Friday is, you can jump over onto Facebook. So we've got a Facebook page. You can also click through and answer a couple of questions to go into it's a private group, not so private. There's 500 plus friends in there. It just means that we can post photos and a little bit more content. We put a poll up to say, hey, in the past hour where you get to choose a song we've called Mixtape Friday, let's change things up.
Yeah.
And we did get a new name chosen by the people.
That's right, Freeplay Friday. And if you want to be part of that group, we want more friends. Yes, 501 friends is good, Phil, but I would like to see 500,000 friends in that group. So feel free to join. Just do the usual thing on Facebook to join a group. You know how to do it. Don't you, Phil? Tell us how to do it, Phil.
Well, if you go to the Rise and Shine page on Facebook, so Facebook Rise and Shine, then you there's a link there. You click into the link. You have to answer a couple of questions. One of them is, who are the hosts of Rise and Shine? So we actually are pretty lenient with that. Whatever you come up with will be fine. But Fel and Andy is the correct name, but not too picky. But also there is one to say you'll abide by the rules as per normal with a group like that. So if you tick that box, you're all good. We'll let you in.
You're in, and then the group grows. And but it is a good show today, Phil. I don't want to give too much away. I just want people to listen to this podcast and just enjoy their Freeplay Friday ride.
It's Rise and Shine on Vision Christian Radio.
Happy Friday to you. You're waking up with Rise and Shine with Fel and Andy. And Andy, after you jumped into the show on Monday, DJ has gone on to do some other things this year. You've popped into the seat. You made it to Friday.
I have made it to Friday, Phil. And guess what? I haven't even sat in the seat yet. I've been standing up the whole time. I'm so excited.
So you've stood up for an entire, hopefully at some point during the week you've sat down.
Well, for all of our listeners out there that want to be public speakers one day or presenters, Phil, it's actually better when you're standing up. You can speak better. You have more energy, more air in your lungs. So I'm a big believer, even on important phone calls, audience, if you've got to ring someone about a job interview or something, always better to stand up on the phone call because you speak better.
Andy's tips, I'll take it a step further. I've heard that even putting your arms in the air can help you as well.
Like you just don't care?
Like you don't. Well, hopefully
I'm doing
you
it
care.
now, Phil. I'm doing it now.
But that also helps to bring up that adrenaline and to help you do a better job. So
there you go.
There you go.
It's almost as if we were designed to worship.
It is. We were talking to my daughter about it. We're on a whole tangent here.
Come on, let's go there.
Because she's auditioning for a musical today.
Oh.
And we were talking about, hey, when she hits those high notes, having your hand up, doing something with your arm will actually help you. And obviously a tight diaphragm as well.
That is really good information. I didn't know that.
Well,
I did not know that.
Throughout the show, if you think that we suddenly have a lot more energy, our arms are up, just imagine us. But today is an exciting day because we have what we've called Mixtape Friday. That means that you get to pick the songs that take us into the day. We've put a poll out there, though. Is it time to change the name? And Andy, the votes are in.
The votes are in.
There's a clear favourite. The favourite new name for this segment where you get to choose a song is going to be Friday Freeplay.
Friday Freeplay. I like it.
You like that?
It rolls off the tongue nicely.
Or Freeplay Friday. You could do it either way.
Double F.
We'll just be playing it up all day. If you've got a song for us, give us a call, 1-800-316-316. In the next half hour, we would love to play your choice of song here on Rise and Shine.
It's free. It's loose. It's happening today, Phil. Freeplay Friday.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
That's Casting Crowns, Desert Road. It's going out to Abby, who for Freeplay Friday, you get to choose the songs for the little bit of the show this morning. That's Casting Crowns, Desert Road, which reminds Abby of the Long Warrego Highway. And it is, I know that road, and it is long and deserty. There's quite a few in Australia, though.
We've got some massive roads. What's the biggest drive you've ever done, Phil? How long have you been in a car for the longest?
Okay, it would be 14 hours.
Where were you going?
We were going from Brisbane to Canberra.
Yep.
And so there was a time when we helped start a church in Canberra, and we were living in Brizzy at the time. And so we used to do that drive. I think we did it back and forth maybe 10 to 20 times, somewhere in that. Actually, and so after that, Murray and I were like, that's it, we're never driving again. And so we haven't really driven that far again, although I think I'm almost up for it. It was probably now 20 years ago, probably ready for a road trip.
Good for you, Phil. Yeah, that is a big drive. I mean, there are people in the world in Europe, say in Belgium and Holland, they never have to drive 14 hours to go across their country.
I suppose.
And we just do like 10, 12, 14 hour drives. Well, I drove out to Burke once, out the back of Burke, actually.
Oh, wow.
And that was a big drive. But I do remember that trip because I was listening to a message called In His Presence by a guy in America.
Wow.
And I had this amazing encounter with God praying, because you got a lot of time in the car when you're driving out to the back of Burke. And I had this real encounter with God praying in the car. So sometimes these long trips can be good, just like Abby's saying. Some songs can just sort of spark your faith or make you think about something or lead you to pray. So well done, Abby. Great choice of song there. And she's right. There are some long desert roads in Australia.
There surely are. Well, look, it is Free Play Friday, so you get to choose the songs that we play for a little bit of the show this morning. You can give us a call on 1-800-316 316 or pop a post on Facebook. We've also had a text in from Adam who's asking you a question there, Andy.
What is it, Phil? It's not too personal, is it?
Well, I don't know.
Are you probing Adam? How far are you going to probe Adam?
You tell me. Robbo's favourite band is Petra. It's well known from the Vision family.
Yep.
He wants to know, do you like Petra?
Well, I do like Petra Phil, but I've got to say I wasn't the biggest fan, only because I'm just not a music guy. You know, when I was young, I used to listen to talkback radio, can you believe? So I like music and I admire music, but I never actually bought myself a Petra album.
You didn't? Well, look,
or CD.
How about I help you by playing a couple of little bits, and then that might help you choose one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of them. This is Grave Robber.
I remember that.
You remember that one?
That's a good song.
Is that bringing it back?
Yeah, I think I lived with someone once who had a Petra album, so he played these songs all the time.
Okay. Oh, well, that's the first one. What about if we play Creed, a little bit of Creed? See if you remember this one. This is Creed by Petra.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That
good song.
That big sort of sound,
Real
isn't it?
rocky sound.
Okay, one more. Here's another one from Petra. See if you know this one. It's pretty popular. This gets you moving.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I could do aerobics to this song.
Yeah, it's like flash dance, sort of like Christian flash dance.
It is. So the question is, which one will we play next for our Free Play Friday?
Oh, Phil, that is a tough question for me, but I like the sound of that last one. What's that last one called again?
So that is Beat the System, the
Beat
aerobics.
the System.
We'll call it aerobics.
The Christian aerobics song on Free Play Friday. Let's do it.
Okay, here it goes. Petra coming up next. We have our Bible story sound off not far away now on Rise and Shine.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
That's Petra, Beat the System. We're now affectionately calling it the aerobics song.
Christian aerobics song from the 80s or early 90s, yeah.
I used to. Okay, here's a funny fact. I used to get up early in the morning when I was a teenager and Oz-style aerobics was on, like 5 to 6 a.m. before the family because I was too embarrassed. Stand in front of the TV and do the aerobics.
Oh, wow.
That was probably prep for now, for getting up early.
Were you wearing the whole Olivia Newton-John outfit as well?
Well, I was known for a bit of a side pony in the day. So there you go. Probably.
What was that movie Olivia Newton-John was in when she was doing aerobics too? What was that one called? Xanadu.
Oh, yes.
So you were doing the Xanadu, the Christian Xanadu.
I was. Well, there you go. So if you need a bit of that this morning, Petra might be a good one to pop on and dance around to. But look, we have got our Bible story sound off coming up next.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
That's right. This is our Bible sound game. We have an incredible technology here, Andy, at Vision, where we've got this laptop. I'll just grab it out. Let me have a look here. Oh, there it is. Get it on the desk and log in, and it actually goes right back in time. It's incredible.
We're going back, Phil. We're going back.
And today I've asked them to put a little bit extra power. Oh, yes. Watch out.
I just saw someone with a mullet. That must be the 80s. We've just gone through the 80s.
No, we've got to go way back past
Yeah, we're
the
going.
80s.
We're going.
We're going a couple thousand years, probably more than that.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. And we're pulling out.
Oh, there's Methuselah. I just saw him.
Dude, what does he look like?
I don't know. Melchizedek. They're all there. All the favourites are there. I'm looking at them right now.
I want to know what he looks like. But anyway.
He had a beard. He had a beard.
He most definitely would have had a beard. He was probably barefoot. Anyway, we digress. We're looking for a particular sound from a Bible story, and I've begged the Vision team, twisted their arm, and they've given us a bit more of the power from Vision.
Oh, you like the power, don't you, Phil?
I
can sense that.
Don't mind
I'm feeling
it.
that. After a week, I'm feeling that Phil likes the power. She's in charge of the time machine. I'm not allowed to touch it. I'm not allowed to touch it.
Definitely not. Andy should not be part of technology. So there we go. We've got a little bit more of this sound. Have a listen. Which Bible story could this be from? Oh, there is a bit more there.
It's grown.
It has grown. Okay, here we go. This is from the sound guys. Oh. Oh, we do know what it's not. Now, if you think you know what this is, you can give us a call anytime now. 1-800-316-316. But while you're thinking about it, here are some guesses from our previous days. This is what that sound is not.
When Joseph was sold into slavery from his brothers.
In the beginning, Genesis 1:1 or whatever, there was nothing.
I think it might be when Judas betrayed Jesus and he got the money.
Would it be when the angel visits Peter and the chains fall off his wrists?
I think it's actually the Pharisees dropping the money into the usury or the money box where Jesus was watching.
Paul and Silas when they were in the prison.
Well, so many good guesses there. In fact, we are amazed at every guess, aren't we? I think every guess we go, oh, that's incredible.
They all deserve a prize, Phil.
Well, we don't. You can't give everyone a prize.
I think you need to let me in that prize cupboard and I'll just give everyone a prize that gives a good answer like that.
No, you have to actually get it right. If you think you know. Andy, we won't let him near technology or the prize cupboard. We're making a list. But here you go.
I'm banned from everything.
Here's the sound. Oh, and there does sound like something at the end there. If you think you know what it is, give us a call now on 1-800-316-316. I can see I've got Jose on the line. What do you reckon the sound might be?
Is it when the Noah's Ark, when it was the door dropped when the animals were released?
Oh, I love that. So the closing of the ark doors?
Yes.
Yes, by God. It was pretty cool because God closed those doors.
Yeah, excellent guess, mate. Really good guess.
But I don't think so. But a great guess. Well done.
Oh, well, God bless everyone.
God bless.
Thank you. Vicky, what do you think our Bible story sound is today?
I think it's when the priest goes behind the temple curtain and he had to wear a bell on his leg and a rope so that if he fell over in the presence of God, they could pull him out.
I always thought that was amazing. Yes.
That is such a good guess and contains so much Bible knowledge as well. But Phil, is that the answer?
Oh, look, it should be the answer. We should totally use that as a future sound, so don't tell anyone. But
I told you, Phil, I should give a prize to everyone. Every answer so far has been good.
That's amazing. That was a very good guess. Thank you so much for calling.
That's okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Isn't it wonderful, though, Andy, that we don't have to live behind that curtain anymore? But when Jesus died on the cross, he actually, the curtain in the temple that only the priests could go behind was split from the top to the bottom.
That's right.
Only God could do that. It was super thick.
We can live in his presence. But at home, I do live behind a curtain, though, Phil. I like having the curtains drawn when I'm in my bedroom. Yeah, I don't know why. I just don't like people looking at me.
Well,
Call me
there's
old-fashioned.
another bit of Andy's information as we get to know him this week. Dave in Melbourne, what do you reckon the sound might be?
It was. It sounds like a dance happening. So I'm going to say Herod's birthday party where he got Herodias' daughter to dance or something.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a really good
guess.
guess.
And he loved her dancing so much he gave her a prize, which wasn't a good prize, really, was it? John the Baptist's head. But Dave, that was a very good guess. Great Bible knowledge. Oh, but not the one we're after this morning.
All good, no worries.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, these are just incredible guesses, Andy.
I know.
Like the Bible knowledge across the nation. Hats off to you.
And how can you call these people losers? I mean, those answers are so good.
They are very, very good. But there is only one winner to the game, and that is the person who chooses the right story. So there's only one story that relates to. So.
That's right. There's only one part of the Bible that actually is the correct answer. Someone's going to get it, though, Phil, because it's all changed, hasn't it? The sound today is a lot different than it was a couple of days ago. So
and I'll keep twisting the arms of our sound guys to get a bit more nuclear power. Obviously, they have to divert it. So that's the problem, is they're diverting power from other sources.
So you believe in nuclear energy, obviously, Phil? Is that what you're saying this morning?
Well, in my my mind. You know.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Phil and Andy on Friday, Footloose Friday.
Well, I'm very, very excited actually because we have a new member of the Vision team we've actually pulled kicking and screaming. And I say that, but this actually does feel like we have into the studio. I've got Jaden James, our news cadet. You might have heard his voice. Jaden, say g'day and people can go, oh yeah, I know that voice.
G'day, this is Jaden speaking.
There you go,
There
the
you
newsreader.
go.
But Phil, I've got to say, he's not just a newsreader, he's also a gun on a pinball machine.
Really?
Because I did take him on recently, and every time I got a really high score, I'm like, I'm definitely winning this one. Jaden, he's like that dark horse. He just comes up from behind and whoops you. I've never beaten this guy at pinball. So can you imagine, Maverick has actually lost a game of pinball.
Was he really that good, Jaden?
Andrew, well, yeah, no, he was really good, actually.
So that must make you really, really good.
I suppose so, yeah. I mean, I've played on a lot of pinball machines. I've played on the Twilight Zone one, played on Star Wars, the Tommy pinball machine. So, yeah, but I hear good things about Andrew. I think he was a bit of a star back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, but you took him out. I quite like that.
What are you talking about back in the day? Today, Jaden, I'm a bit of a star on the pinball machine today.
No,
No, you're a has-been.
You're a has-been now.
Oh, he's dissing me. He's dissing me.
Oh, dear.
But you know what? You deserve it, mate. You did whoop me. But Phil, what do you want to ask our newsreader,
Okay.
Jaden James?
Jaden James. Look, the question has to be, because in our car, probably the favourite thing to say for our kids is, I'm Gareth Stafford. And I think around the country, there would be people whose kids are all taking on. Gareth reads the news in the afternoon brilliantly, and we love
Reads
you,
it so
Gareth.
well.
But I love it at the end when he goes, I'm Gareth Stafford. Coming into the newsroom, is that something that you're aware of? Is there like a practice that goes on? Do you think of your name? Are you all practicing how you're going to do that?
No, not really. I just end the bulletin. That's the latest news and sport. I'm Jaden James.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
It's like music, isn't it, Phil? It's like musical poetry when he says that. I'm Jaden James.
Yours is very smooth. Have you thought of doing like Gareth Stafford? He kind of really he growls. There's a gutturalness there.
I don't think so. I'd like to think I sound as good as Gareth Stafford.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But there's only one Gareth Stafford, Phil. You've got to understand that. There's only one man in Australia who can say it as good as him.
Well, Jaden, I wonder, we're very thrilled to have you as part of the Vision team. I'm personally just glad that you beat Andy. That makes me very, very happy.
He's kept me humble. But you know what, Jaden? I do want to say this to you. You can be my pinball wingman anytime.
Well, I don't know about that, actually.
He's dishing you to the side.
Have you seen Top Gun? That was one of the big moments in Top Gun where Iceman and Mav become friends after their fierce competition at the Top Gun flight school. Have you seen that?
No, I saw the sequel, actually.
Yeah, well, that's why you didn't get it, so I'm going to forgive you for that.
Okay.
That was your moment where you could have said, no, you can be my pinball wingman anytime. That's how it should have ended. Anyway, you can watch a movie for your homework, okay?
There you go. Well, Jaden, can you take us out with one more breaking news with Jaden James?
That's the latest news in sport. I'm Jaden James.
Oh, love it. How good is that, Andy?
He's got a very cool voice, Phil. Very cool.
Well, if you were a newsreader, give us your tagline.
That's the news and sport, and I'm Andrew McLennan.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I couldn't do that every day, though.
Actually, I'm Andrew McLennan.
Yeah, I'm Andrew McLennan.
That's the American version of Andrew. I wonder if you're in the car today and this is something that happens in your car all the time.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
I would love to hear from you. Give us a call. 1-800-316-316. In fact, Andy's all about prizes today. Let's put a prize on it.
Ooh.
If you can give us a call with the best version of this,
I'm Gareth Stafford.
then we'll give you a prize.
So
How's
you
that?
want your best Gareth Stafford impersonation for a prize?
For a prize. I'm
How
putting
easy
it
is
out
that?
there. How easy is that?
Footloose Friday's getting better and better, Phil.
I reckon across the country there are people who've been training their whole lives just for this competition.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
If you can think you can do that, give us a call, 1-800-316-316.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Step up to the plate.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
All of this week, we've been taking some time to get to know my new co-host, Andy. We've been blessed to be able to pray DJ off into his next season. And as I've got Andy here, I've been getting to know you getting to know all about you. Getting to love.
Well, what you've been doing, Phil, is going through my desk and my drawers, checking out my stuff.
Well, we said earlier in the week that Andy moved into the desk space next to mine at Vision because we're going to be partnering on the show. And so I noticed that my desk is fairly empty.
Clean.
A clean
clinical.
cut. But Andy's desk is chock-a-block full of, I'll say, artifacts, bits and pieces that show your personality.
Yep, lots of good stuff there, Phil. I got stuff from overseas, stuff from Australia, personal stuff. You name it, it's all there. You could spend hours at my desk.
Okay, well, take us today. I have noticed that you've got beautiful children, so that's always a good place to start.
I do have 3 kids, and I say to them all the time, you're just lucky you got my genes, kids, because they... Oh, no, to be honest, Phil, someone once said about my kids, they're good-looking versions of me.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, actually, now I'm thinking it through. Maybe not so good. Well, I've got 3 kids as well, so tell us maybe the ages of your kids. Are they young?
Yeah, I've got a 20-year-old, I've got an 18-year-old, and I've got a 14-year-old, actually. And in April, the 14-year-old and the 18-year-old are going to clock over into the next year. They both have a birthday in April. So,
busy month.
Yeah, so I'm a solo dad, Phil. I'm a sole parent, and I got to be honest with you, I love my kids. For me, the ultimate night out for me, or the ultimate time in life, is just spending time with my kids. I just love hanging out with them, doing whatever with them. And as I get older, it's really fun because you get to sort of deal with them as adults and just hang with them and just do stuff that when they were little you didn't do, have conversations. And I'm really blessed by my 20-year-old daughter because she actually knows everything.
Okay. Of course, you do at 20.
You know it, Phil.
I knew everything at 20 and then I must have forgot it because it's got hard to say.
Yeah, if anything I need to know, and sometimes she volunteers the information too about fashion, about interior design, about investment, about the universe, whether or not there's a God. She's got all the answers. So I'm really blessed to have her in my life. And but like a lot of modern academics, she still needs me to fund her. So. So although she knows everything, I'm still funding her. But no, it's awesome. I remember she's studying law and she works in a law firm 3 days a week as a paralegal. And I went in the city one night to pick her up from where she works, and we just hung out in this little sort of cafe bar-y sort of thing, and we're just talking, and she was all dressed up, and I'm thinking, how cool is this? Your little daughter has grown up into an adult now. So for me, my greatest joy is actually hanging out with my kids. Isn't
that incredible? Are you like a board game family or a movie family?
Yeah, we are. We do like board games, Monopoly, but we tend to, they're like, some of them are like you, Phil. It gets very competitive on the Monopoly board.
Got to be careful with Monopoly. It can go south very quickly.
And they take a long time. We've had Monopoly games that go for hours and we can't even get a winner.
I can't handle that, to be honest. We had a kid version of Monopoly which you could do in 20 minutes. That was gold for me. I was like, this should have been here for every game. I need it over quick. I need a winner. I need to move on. But
yeah, well, my eldest and I, we went on a cruise when she finished grade 12, and we actually got a Hobart, Tasmania Monopoly game, which is awesome. So instead of the usual English names, there's all these street names from Hobart. So that's kind of cool. So we've got a Hobart Monopoly set.
Well, look, if you're listening along and you've got a Monopoly set from somewhere interesting, give us a buzz. 1-800-316-316. I've only got just the boring English version, but there you go. Learning your capitals at the same time.
Yeah, so there you go, Phil. There's a little snapshot about Andy. I haven't just been to Africa and Papua New
Guinea. That's what we're doing all week. Getting to know Andy. It's lovely, Andy. Oh, beautiful. Well, Andy, if you've got a question for Andy, you could give us a call. But we'll also put the call out. I think across the country there's a few people who use this in the car.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Taking off our wonderful, beloved news reader for the afternoons, Gareth Stafford. If you think you can do it, if you can do this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
We've put the call out. We'd love to hear from you. There's a prize up for grabs. I'm not sure what it is. We'll find it in the cupboard. But
He's got such a good voice though, doesn't he, Gareth Stafford? I could listen to that all day.
You could.
It comforts me.
Does it?
It strengthens me.
Stafford.
It's comforting.
It makes me feel safe. What a guy. What a man.
Oh.
What a man. What a man. What a man.
Dear.
What a man.
It's time for us to move on. Here's Andrew Ripp, another great man with Love's Got Away. But give us a call if you can do Gareth Stafford for us.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine. Andrew Ripp, Love's Got Away. You're on Rise and Shine with Fel and Andy.
And isn't he ripping today, Phil?
Do you mean like he's ripped as in he's muscly? Or?
No, I mean, Andrew, you're not just ripping, you're shredding, dude.
Oh, he's shredding.
He's ripping,
there you go.
He's ripping.
Well, I always think that's a funny song because it says Love's Got Away. And in my head, it's Love's Got Away. Quick, Andrew, run after it. Go and get Love. And the next song is Love Gets Back, or Andrew chases down Love, or chasing away Love. Anyway, Love's Got Away. Andrew, rip.
Love does have a way, and Andrew is ripping as he always does. Now, Phil, we have a very special guest on the line. Yes. We have a federal senator who's based in Townsville, North Queensland, to just give us another update about those devastating floods up there.
Oh, well, that's coming up after the news headlines.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
Belle and Andy for Brekkie this
in the
morning.
house.
And look, one of the biggest news stories of the week is this one.
The Prime Minister says the country is working to help North Queensland bounce back from devastating flooding. Thousands are without power, especially in the Ingham region.
Well, on the line, we have a senator from North Queensland, Susan McDonald. She's actually based in Townsville. She's given us a call to give us an update on what's happening with the flood and, more importantly, the flood relief. Susan, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Oh, good morning to you both. It's lovely to talk to you and tell you about some of the things that's happening to our communities in North Queensland.
Yeah, obviously just devastating floods, a huge amount of water. Tell us what's been going on up there, Susan.
Well, we're used to big rainfalls in the north, but what we don't like is when it goes on for days. So there was nearly a metre of rain in the Ingham catchment. Townsville had a lot of rain, but I'm delighted to tell you, at the end of the day, only 25 houses flooded. Now, that's devastating for the 25 families, but nothing like what we saw 6 years ago in those awful 2019 floods. But back up into Ingham, there are massive landslides, there is rubble and rocks into farmers' fields, crocodiles everywhere.
Wow.
And in Ingham itself, there are businesses and streets that have flooded that have never flooded before. They measure 1967 as the big one, and it's much worse than that. And so, you know, what I'm trying to be on the ground and understand is, you know, where are the bits that support and you know, individual people need more help. But it's pretty devastating, I have to tell you.
Oh, Susan, what we're hearing from people all through the week is the incredible resilience of the North Queensland people and the humour throughout it all. How are you finding people in the area and their response?
You are exactly right. Even though they're exhausted and they're hot, the power went off on Sunday when the substation flooded. So they've had no new food, fuel, water. The water filtration plant went out, no electricity, and no telephones. The Telstra towers, the batteries have only lasted 1 to 2 hours because we've had this switch over from 3G to 4G. So people have been really, really struggling. But you are absolutely right. I was amazed constantly to see people who were standing in the middle of their farm or their shop, you know, just been wiped out. Insurance is so expensive. And they say, but what do you do? We keep going. It could be worse. You know, my neighbours have helped me. You know, just really exceptional people. And the emergency services people, as I said, the council workers, they've just been terrific. And it's, you know, it's a great tribute to the strength of our communities and when we support each other, what that means.
Yeah, we really are blessed in Australia, Susan. There's so many organisations like the SES and different volunteer groups where people just jump in and try and help out the Mud Army. And just out of interest, you're from the Cloncurry area. Did the rains go out west at all for the farmers, or did it just stay on the coastal areas?
Oh, Andy, aren't you wonderful remembering the Western farmers, because it was so hot over Christmas in the mid-40s, these hot winds and all the beautiful green grass that had grown had cooked off. And yes, they have had a couple of inches of rain around Cloncurry down to Longreach and Winton, and all of those communities are really excited that they think they'll get a monsoon system and that this will be a good year for them. So we hope and pray that that is true.
Susan, I could talk to you for hours about this.
Yes.
You know, when I see all that water, you know what I think? I think Bradfield's scheme. When are we going to catch all that water, dam it, and pipe it out to the west? Do you ever think about that and try and push that in the Parliament or the Senate?
I do, and we were so close in the last term. You know, we'd got a commitment to $6 billion for water projects in the north. And it was one of the first things that the new Environment Minister got rid of. She ran a red pen in it, And then she took the money down to the Murray-Darling and she's buying back water from farmers down there. It's incredibly serious what we're doing to food security in this country, you know, whether it's we're allowing importation of salmon, we're allowing, we've just shut down the gillnet fishing in the north, which means fish prices have gone up 40%. And we're importing more fish. You know, I could give you a really long list.
Yeah,
of
it's crazy.
what we're not watching. Yeah.
Percent, Susan. Well, you're a very busy lady. This is Susan McDonald, the federal senator who's based in Townsville in North Queensland. Thank you for giving us an update, Susan, and keep up all the great work you're doing up there right now.
Thank you so much. And to all your listeners, you're so fabulous for listening and caring about what happens in different parts of the country. Thank you for your support.
And our prayers are going out, Susan, to all the people in North Queensland right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're so blessed to have a chat with Susan McDonald. How wonderful. A federal senator. She's got a big day. She was just telling us off air what she has on, and incredible woman.
Yeah, I think she just finished some Senate inquiry before she spoke to us. But, you know, we are blessed in Australia, Phil. You know, Christian and non-Christian alike, so many people in Australia actually want to help others.
Yeah.
And we see it with the mud armies after these flood events. We see it after fires. And, you know, a lot of people hate on Australia like it's a terrible place. It's actually one of the best countries in the world.
I would say
to live
the
in.
best.
I think you're right.
I'm going to go the best country in the world. We are so blessed to be here.
For so many different reasons. So, yeah, it was good to chat to Susan there. But what's coming up next, Phil? I think there's something exciting coming up now.
Well, we put the call out to all of those families across the country who secretly in your kitchen are saying this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
We have had Jaden James, our new newsreader.
Who whooped me in pinball. Whooped me.
He was on earlier and we got to talking about how they come up with that catchphrase. And I mentioned that this is something our family does. I'm Gareth Stafford. Around the kitchen. So we put the call out. There's a prize up for grabs. If you can be the best Gareth Stafford impersonator, give us a call on 1-800 316 316. That's coming up next.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
We're having a bit of fun, Andy. We had Jaden James come and give his best. He's a new cut newsreader here at Vision, and we asked him whether or not how he learns to say his name. This is how he does it.
That's the latest news in sport. I'm Jaden James.
Which we thought was very good.
For a news cadet, he says that really well.
He does, doesn't he?
Can you imagine in 10 years' time how good he'll be?
Well, if we asked whether or not it's something that you practice, like do you pre-think about that? Apparently not. Apparently that just comes
That's the
out.
latest news in sport. I'm Jaden James.
You know you're a natural if you can say it that.
Just rolls off the tongue, Phil.
But
Rolls off the
the
tongue.
other newsreader that we think is someone who in our family is famous because we all say it whenever he says this is...
I'm Gareth Stafford.
He's the bomb.
He
is the bomb, isn't he?
And I reckon that our family is not the only one, that across the country there are people who are saying this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
In their lounge rooms, in their kitchen. So we put the call out, 1-800 316 316. If you think you can do a Gareth Stafford impersonation, give us a call.
Play it one more time, Phil. I want to hear it one more time, please.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
He's like the Ron Burgundy of the Christian world, isn't he? He's just like the
Who's
ultimate...
Ron Burgundy?
Come on, Anchorman.
Oh, I don't like that
Really
movie.
good movie.
No, it's
anyway,
not.
Ron
It's
Burgundy
terrible.
is the main newsreader, and Gareth Stafford is just like
Don't
Ron
watch that
Burgundy.
movie. But look, we have got Therese on the
I'm
line.
kind of a big deal, Phil. People know me. That's a quote from the movie.
Oh, dear. Not the words of Andy. But we do have Therese on the line. Therese, have you given us a call to do this?
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Oh, I love it.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
That is so good.
Oh, dear.
Can we hear it again? Just get ready. I want you to work
Okay,
up.
warm up.
Psych up. Get ready. I want you to bring it, okay? I want you to act like you've never acted before,
Ooh.
like Gareth Stafford. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
That's
was
pretty
very
good.
good.
That is pretty
Oh,
good.
Therese, well done. Excellent. Have you been practicing that for a while?
Yes, I love it. I'm like your kids. I walk around the house saying it.
There's only one Gareth Stafford.
I know, and I can't take it off very well every time, even when I'm not nervous. It's a bit of a roll of the dice, you know.
Well, I thought you did brilliantly. And it is funny to think how many people are walking around the country saying, I'm Gareth Stafford in their kitchen.
I think he could branch out, Phil. I think he could do weddings, funerals, and, you know, it's like...
How is it related
hey,
to a
everybody,
wedding?
we're here for today to watch such and such get married, and I'm Gareth Stafford. I think it'd be cool. People would pay money for that.
So just like at random, you're at the supermarket and
I'm Gareth Stafford.
would just come out
just
over
like
there.
that. Just like that.
Okay, well, maybe not, but he's great in the newsroom. Therese, well done. Stay on the line and we'll grab your details. to see if you're our best Gareth Stafford impersonator this morning. Thank you so much.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
It's great to be spending Friday with you right the way across the country. It's a fun Friday with Fel and Andy.
It's Footloose Friday, Phil.
Footloose? What does that mean? Like, obviously there's the movie.
It is a movie reference. It just means we're footloose and fancy. We're having fun. We're dancing. We're running. It's just so many metaphors there, Phil.
Probably too many, really. But one place that I want to give a shout out to, we were just talking in the last hour to our federal senator for Queensland, Susan McDonald, who gave us some time out of her super busy schedule to give us an update on how it's looking in North Queensland. We're so thankful to Susan for that space and that update. But we were talking about a place that's very special to her, Cloncurry. So I thought I would do the weather from Cloncurry this morning, where you can listen along on 87.6 FM. Wonderful to know all the places that we have Vision transmitters, part of our Vision family. Here it is, something famous about Cloncurry, very famous actually, known as the Curry. So there you go, that's very Australian. It's known or famous for being the birthplace of, what do you reckon, Andy?
The birthplace of Qantas Airlines?
Close. It's an airline, or it's got to do with flying, but not Qantas.
Royal Flying Doctors.
There you go. As the birthplace of the Royal Flying Doctor Service, which was launched by Reverend John Flynn in the 1920s.
I think you'll find Qantas was started up there as well originally, but it wasn't called Qantas. It was called something else. And you'll also find that the first Crocodile Dundee movie was also made up there on site in that Cloncurry area as well.
Oh, sorry.
Quite interesting. But a friend of mine, actually, whose dad was a stockman up there years ago, says also that when they get rain up there, the beef up there, it melts in your mouth. Like when there's rain and the grass grows, the soil is so rich. The cattle up there, when they get fattened on the grass up there, there's nothing like it, he said. So it's a very beautiful part of the world, but like a lot of Australia, they need rain. And when they get rain, it's paradise.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's the weather in Cloncurry. I wonder if you've got a verse for them this morning.
Well, I do, because I'm still in Psalm 91. I can't get away from it, Phil. I love it so much. And here it goes. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you.
I love this. And only with your eyes will you look and see the reward of the wicked. That's the next verse. But isn't that incredible? The power of God that's available to you in your life. Go and read Psalm 91. Speak it over your family today. The other thing we're asking you to speak is if you can do this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
I think that there are families across the country who have been practicing for years for exactly this moment. The competition where you get to do this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Give us a call now, 1-800-316-316, and we'll play your calls next.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
You're on Rise and Shine with Fel and Andy this morning. We've put the call out there. Do you and your family say this around the house?
I'm Gareth Stafford.
We do in our house.
Or do you just think about Gareth Stafford during the day?
Well, as he's reading the news, he's one of the Vision news readers, and it's become, if it was a meme, but a vocal meme in our house, that would be one of them.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Because I just love it. Every time he closes off the news and says his name, we put the call out there to Australia, 1-800-316-316. Can you do your best Gareth Stafford impersonation? Alan, have you got one for us?
Yes, I do, and I'm just about ready.
Okay, well, here, look, I'll play you one more time just for some context.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
There you go. Are you warmed up, Alan?
Yes.
Okay, off you go. Take it away.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Very good. One more time.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Yes, well done,
Pretty good, Alan.
That was
Pretty
very good.
You're definitely in the running there.
Have
in the running.
Have you been practicing?
My brain is worn out already.
Oh, no. Well, lucky we're not newsreaders, I think. Alan, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye. Who have we got there?
Daryl from South Australia, Port Augusta.
Oh, Daryl, is this the first time you're calling the show?
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Oh, well then.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We're very, very glad you're calling. Are you calling to do a bit of this?
I'm Gareth Stafford.
I'm Gareth Stafford, yes, I am.
Hang on, mate. Now, let's pause. I want you to pause. Take a deep breath, okay? And then count to 3 in your head, and then you are going to bring it, okay? Like you've never brought it before. Are you ready?
I am.
Go for it.
Gareth Stafford.
No, you got to pause, mate.
Oh.
I want a 3-second pause. I want to build up, and I want you to bring it. Here we go. You count to 3 in your head. Let's go.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Yeah,
Yes!
nailed it.
You nailed it. That's like Academy Award winning, mate.
Oh, very good. Do you do that in the
Thank
car?
you.
Do you do it in the car a lot?
Yeah, I listen to Vision Radio pretty much every day. So, yeah, I get the gist.
Do you feel like you know Gareth Stafford intimately, that you guys are somehow connected?
Well, that would be the first thing I'll say on the other side of heaven.
When I meet him, that's all I'll say too is, I am Gareth Stafford. You couldn't help yourself.
I think he'll be making announcements in heaven. He'll be like the MC up there. Hey, everybody, it's Gareth Stafford. We're going to go and play golf now.
Is that what your heaven is like?
I see
Just
golf
playing
courses in heaven. I see golf. I see surf. I see lunar travel.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, that is something. And a little another insight into the mind of Andy. So we've had Alan and Daryl. We've had Teresa give us her impression of Gareth as well. And Elijah, who's 6, one of our favourites here on the show this week, he has sent us in a sound file. So have a listen to this.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
That's amazing.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
So he's in the car, I'm guessing, on the way to school. But
What
he's
a
made
high-tech
time.
Elijah. 6 years old, Phil, and he's busting out sound files and sending them in.
I know. Well, he can do the whole show for us in a second.
He's more high-tech than I am.
I know. They're very impressive. We've got some great entries. I think we've got time for one more. If you and your family want to have a go, I'd take a car full of Gareths if you like. This is what you're after.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Give us a call on 1-800 316 316. We're also after someone to play Saints of the Century, and he's madly getting some questions together, better than yesterday. Let's go for questions in the Bible today, shall we, Andy?
Phil, it's all biblical, it's all factual,
Well,
and it's
I don't
historical.
know. I'm not sure about that. Our
I-
family would dispute it.
Oh, okay then.
There was a bit of a discussion. Anyway, I digress. That's coming up in the next half hour. We'll be playing Saints of the Century.
Great conversations and great friends. The Rise and Shine podcast.
MacPal 1991. You're in 2025 with Fel and Andy, and it's so great having you on Rise and Shine this year, Andy. We were blessed to be able to pray DJ off into his new season, but so glad you're here with us.
Yeah, I am really enjoying being here. I'm right now, though, I'm confused. I'm thinking, is it 1991 or 2025? I'm having to process that thought, Phil.
Can you remember back to 1991? What were you doing?
That's a good question. I just got back from Papua New Guinea, actually.
You did?
Getting ready to go to Africa. Well, I went to Africa in the latter part of 1991.
Oh, there you go. So can you speak to us in a bit of pidgin for
Yeah,
us?
me hama mas long bung one time you long dispela radio long dispela day.
I'm trying to guess what that means.
Yeah, and Tommy go long Papua New Guinea me had some talk long big pla. Now there are some audience members who just understood what I said, Phil. So it's.
So are you going to tell us, or do we have to wait for them
I
to
might
call?
just keep it a secret. I do remember what I was doing on New Year's Eve leading into 1991. I was on Manam Island, which is a volcanic island, and I was preaching on that island.
What?
And I was there for Christmas as well. And I remember on Christmas Day, my present was a boiled mango with coconut shavings around it. It was so nice. It was an awesome Christmas gift.
So if we got a mango and boiled it, that's something that we should be eating. Really?
Yeah, but I forget
Or
how
do
they
they
did
do
the
something
coconut shavings. They put the coconut shavings around it and you're eating it together. It was really nice.
Really? Okay, we probably should revisit a segment about national foods that we should be trying.
There you go.
That sounds like it should be on the list.
Yeah.
In Queensland
Don't
and
ask
Australia.
me to make it, though. I don't know how to do it. I just know how to eat it.
Okay, well, look, I'm gonna play a game with you right now. There is a brand new Vision Worship stream which is coming soon. It's not far away now. There's a test stream, and look, I've just ducked in the back door. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I think I'm allowed. If not, someone might rush in. Too late now. I'm doing whatever I like.
Play it,
I'm going
Phil.
to play
Play
a little
it.
bit of it. I want you to see how well do you know your worship songs.
Oh, look, Phil, I'm no expert, but I do love worship music.
You've been around a while. Not that long. You're quite young.
What are you saying,
obviously.
Phil? I mean, are you talking about how I look right now?
No, I just don't know. I'll be like, let me play a little bit. See
She said I've been around quite a while. Thank you, Phil. You look amazing too.
if I can play. Can you recognise? We're going over live. Can you recognise this song?
Oh, remember this one? I do remember it.
It's very high.
Yep.
So it rings a bell?
Absolutely. I don't know the name of it. I remember singing it though.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there we go. We'll turn it down because it does go on a bit. But that is the Vision Worship stream. If you would like a sneak peek, there's a way to do it, isn't there, Andy?
Yep. Go to the website, vision.org.au/worship. Click on the link and we will send you a link to have a listen. And we want your feedback, actually. Tell us what you think about the new worship stream, because we're still tweaking it, still making it as good as we can, because we just want people like you and me and you too, Phil, to worship God all day long.
Oh, you do. So jump on over to vision.org.au/worship. Try it out and let us know what you think. We'll go out with this, shall we? But we're actually going to go to Natalie Lane, so I will pull you down. Sorry, worship. But we are playing Saints of the Century soon, and we've put the call out there. If you can do a very good Gareth Stafford impersonation, give us a call.
Lots of laughs with lots of heart. The Rise and Shine podcast.
We don't have a car to give away or a boat or holiday. It's time to play Australia's richest Bible trivia game show, where the riches are stored up in heaven. It's Rise and Shine's Saints of the Century.
Pretty exciting, Andy. We have our carryover champ on the line. Hey, Gail, how you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning.
Excellent. We're pretty excited. We have a very special contestant taking you on this morning. I'm just going to bring your contestant in. Who have we got on the line to play against Gail?
This is Jesse Crofts.
Just a second. Gail, do you recognise that voice?
Oh, I sure do.
Who is it, Gail? Who is it?
It's my son.
Oh, it's a family battle today.
Jesse, I love this. I'm in a pretty competitive family. Jesse, how come you're taking on your mum this morning?
Oh, look, she's been on that show too many times, too many wins, and she preaches too much at me, at night when she comes around for tacos.
Oh.
So I thought it's about time to put some Bible back to her, see what we can do.
Sounds like, Jesse, you're ready to take her down to Chinatown.
Them's fighting words.
We'll see how we go.
Gail, how do you feel? Are you a challenge, do you think, for Jesse?
I'm still in shock.
We haven't given you any warning. That is true. No, we can do it. Okay, well, Gail, as our reigning champion, how about you go first? Are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Ready to go.
Okay. And we've been promised these are biblical questions today. So, Andy, take
Just
it
like
away.
yesterday, Gail, these are biblical questions.
Alrighty.
Okay, family, get ready to rumble. Gail, question 1.
Yep.
Name one of the original 7 deacons who also became an evangelist.
Oh, very good.
A deacon who became an evangelist.
One of the 7 deacons who also became an evangelist.
No, don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, Jesse, you could steal the first question.
Let's go to Jesse.
Maybe John?
Not that one.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Well, that's okay. We'll go to the next question. Who is it then, Andy?
That was Philip the evangelist.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, of course.
You see, it's always one of those. That's no worries. Jesse, your first question.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in good news, guys, but the bad news is that was actually the easiest question today.
Oh,
But
no.
anyway, let's go.
No.
Let's go. In what book is the Song of David recorded?
This is for me.
This is for Jesse.
Jesse,
yeah,
in
your
what book
first
of the
question.
Bible is the Song of David recorded?
One of the Samuels.
Oh, do you want to give it a?
Is that enough?
Do you want to give it a clue?
We want more specifics there, please.
Oh, we do. Okay.
The second Samuel.
Oh,
You've
really?
nailed it.
Oh, very, very impressive.
Gail, this boy of yours, you've trained him well. You've taught him well.
He's one up on you now, Gail. This question's important. Okay, take it away, Andy.
Okay, here's the third question. What does the title Exodus actually mean?
Leave, flight.
We've got to give that to it.
Yeah?
It means departure.
Okay.
It means departure.
So Gail's got one. Jesse, you've got one. This is your second question.
I'm not arguing that one. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Phil's going to love this one. What metal did Israel get from Spain in Old Testament times?
What?
What was that, sorry?
It's in the Bible. What metal did Israel import from Spain in Old Testament times? It's a metal.
Oh.
And I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to give you one clue. It's a precious metal.
Wow. These questions have gone up a notch this year, that's for sure.
No idea.
No idea. Gail, do you want to have a go?
If it was precious, I'd say gold.
Was it gold?
Gail.
No. Okay,
Gail,
that's
you
okay.
should have thought about it because there's a lot of gold reference in the Old Testament.
This is good now because we've got Gail, you're on one, Jesse, you're on one. That's our third
Hang on,
question.
the audience want to know what the answer is,
go
Phil.
on.
This is
Yeah.
important. Silver. They imported their silver from
You
Spain.
were very close.
Spanish silver.
Well, there you go. And
Ancient trade routes.
What's your Bible reference for it?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Phil. The Bible answer is 2 Chronicles chapter 9, verse 21.
Lucky the card
You
had
and
it
your
there
family
today.
can look that up tonight, Phil, and have a little family Bible
We
study.
will
And then you
be.
can say, wow, Andy knows a lot of stuff. We've learnt from Andy that the Greeks were the Philistines. They came from Crete, and that silver came from Spain.
Wow. I'm still disputing the first fact there. Okay, Gail, your last question. Go, Andy. Yep.
I'll tell you what, this is wearing me out. Okay, here we go. Next question. What did Jesus say one must do before building a tower?
Jesus said
Yes, he did.
foundation
Well, foundation's a good idea.
on the rock.
Okay,
Foundation.
that's your answer. I'm going to...
Oh, it's not.
Champ, that's your answer, and it's...
I just said it said no.
Do we let Jesse answer it?
Okay, Jesse.
Jesse, I'm going to repeat the question. What did Jesus say one must do when building a tower?
Look, I work in finance, so if I didn't know this one,
Oh,
to get the finances right,
this is for the win, Jesse. So.
Yep.
Yep.
you must sort out the costs.
Yes.
Oh,
Jesse!
Jesse! You did it.
You beat your mum. You actually beat your mum.
Oh no, Gail.
Lucky. You know what? I think Gail takes that as a win too, because Gail, that means you've taught this boy how to read his Bible.
very
You've trained him up in the way he should go, and now that he's old, he hasn't departed from it.
He's
Well
just,
done, Mum.
right.
He's just whacked you in the head with it.
Well done, Mum.
Great. Congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you, Mum. Thank you.
Will there be a little celebration at home today?
I'll see you soon with the kids for the drop-off.
Yeah, okay, great. All right.
Yeah, well done, Mum. You're going to get to babysit tonight.
Oh dear. Well, both down the line. We'll get to make sure we get some prizes out to you. That's how you play Saints of the Century. I think we'll still do some work on those questions there, Andy.
Is that
but
the first ever family battle on the world's greatest Christian game
We've
show?
had it before.
You've
In
had
fact,
other
if
family
that
battles?
family would like to give us a call back, we'll play again. But that was early last year. So it's
You know
been a
what
while.
I'm thinking, Phil? I'm just making this up on the spot. I'm getting you and your husband in here one day. You
Oh.
and Murray, let's have a family
Muzz.
battle between Phil and Muzzer. And I'm going to come up with the questions, and they're all going to be factually, biblically accurate
Oh, I
questions.
doubt that.
Just like the Philistines coming from
Yeah, I
Crete.
doubt
Just like
that.
the silver
Yeah.
from Spain. I can't
Okay.
wait. Phil versus Murray. Wait for it. We're going to bring it. We're going to bring it.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
We're having fun this morning, Andy, because we had a new voice division here in the studio with us.
Yes, he's a very good-looking young man, but he's also got an amazing voice. And unfortunately for me, he's really good at pinball because he beat me in a pinball challenge. And every time I got a big score, I'm like, there's no way he's going to beat me here. And he somehow, you know those dogs that just won't let go of the bone? He would not let it go, Phil, and he beat me.
Wow.
His name is Jaden James.
And this is
That's the latest news in sport. I'm Jaden James.
so when you hear him, you can think, hey, he's great at pinball. He also got a lovely voice.
He's a pinball wizard.
We think he's awesome, but we got talking about another one of the Vision News team who has a wonderful voice and who my family like to impersonate. It's this guy.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Our family go around the kitchen saying that over and over again. And
I'm Gareth Stafford.
I'm Gareth Stafford. So we've put the call out there on 1-800-316-316. Can you do a great Gareth Stafford impersonation? Who have we got on the line?
This is Courtney.
Hey, Courtney, is this your first time calling us?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. We're very excited that you're giving us a call. Have you got a
I'm Gareth Stafford.
impersonation for us?
Yes, I do.
Okay, take it away. The air is yours.
I'm Gareth Stafford.
Oh,
Pretty good.
that is, I'm
Pretty
going to
good.
say very good.
Courtney, you've been practicing, haven't you?
Only for the last maybe 15, 20 minutes since I've been listening to Vision Radio.
Are you a new listener to us?
No, I'm not. I listen every day, but I've never actually repeated Gareth Stafford before
you
until
haven't?
today.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, because now every afternoon when you hear the news, you'll probably be doing it in the
Yes, I definitely will be.
Think news, think Gareth. That's how it
Gareth
goes.
Stafford.
Do you like
Thanks
his
very
voice,
much.
though, Courtney? You think he's got a nice voice?
Yes, lovely voice. Yes,
Is it
lovely voice.
soothing, calming? Does it make you feel safe?
Yes, it does. Yeah, feels like she should be reading bedtime stories or something.
That's how I feel too.
Actually, we could put that to him. There's a new the side hustle for him.
There's so many side hustles he could do.
Reading at the end just before you go to bed. Time for sleep. I'm Gareth Stafford.
Oh, that'd be so good. Kiddies all across Australia would go to bed tucked in, feeling so safe and secure, knowing that Gareth Stafford is somehow involved in that sleep that night.
Oh, well done. Very impressive. Stay on the line. And we'll. I think we should send you a prize.
Yeah, Courtney, I'm digging my hands in that prize cupboard just for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks very much, guys.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
Great to be spending Friday with you here on Rise and Shine. Fel and Andy with you this morning. And I want to give a shout out to a beautiful town in Western Australia, Bencubbin, which is part of the Wheat Belt. It's about 275 k's northeast of Perth, and you're listening along to us on 88 FM. And the weather in Bencubbin today, about 19 degrees right now, but heading up to 39, so it's a pretty hot day. Something famous about Bencubbin, I think you'll love this, Andy. I know this is a creature. You love all of God's creatures, great and small.
I do.
I'm learning that about you. Well, Bencubbin comes from the Aboriginal word for the place of the snakes.
Oh, yes.
So I'm guessing there must be a few there.
Oh, yes.
So you would be a big fan.
Well, a big fan of when there's no snakes around. Yeah, I love a snake when there is no snake.
We'll send you to Bencubbin for a live cross and see whether or not you can find a snake there.
What I would do is actually relaunch the Whack a Snake Day if I was there. Yeah, I believe in Whack a Snake Day. I love it.
Anyway, we should move on.
That's a Simpsons quote too, just so you know. It's a thing on the Simpsons.
Yeah.
In case you didn't watch that.
I've got to, Go on.
But I don't love them, Phil. I don't love them. Okay, do you want a Bible verse?
I surely do.
Okay. You've already read half of it out, but I'll read it again. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. Now, that's verse 9 in Psalm 91. We're working our way through one of the best Psalms ever, Psalm 91. That was verse 9.
Oh, well, if you want to read more, grab out that Bible or the Bible app, Psalm 91, and you can't go wrong, honestly. That is a great place. You could read that every single day of your life and you'd be doing well.
It's so personal, isn't it? And so powerful as well. Yeah, if you don't, sometimes people don't know where to read the Bible. They know, what do I read? Psalm 91, great starting point. Get there.
And if you've never opened a Bible before, I remember I went to the Billy Graham Association crusade, and they had some good advice of reading the book of Luke. So if you go to the New Testament, that's the second half of the Bible. There's four books that talk about the life of Jesus, and they mentioned that Matthew, Mark, Luke is the third one there. It's a good spot to start to give you some grounding on who Jesus is and what he did when he was here on the earth.
100%. And it's still the biggest selling book in history. It's the only book that took 1,500 years to write. It's the only book with over 32 authors, and all the themes, all the messages, all the teachings are consistent. There's no book like it, Phil.
No, it's not. So get out your Bible today. There you go. There's some information free of charge from us. Grab out a Bible, or you can download the Bible app for free. So if you don't have access to one, jump on to the App Store, find a Bible app, download it, and you can get reading straight away.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
Like the prodigal.
That's Josiah Queen, the prodigal, brought to you by Xavier, who chose that for the curtain call this morning, Andy.
And a very cool song.
Oh, isn't it great? We love Josiah Queen here in Vision. And look, thanks, Xavier, who gave us a shout out in the car at work. We love all these calls. We've had so many today. I have to say, the Gareth Stafford impersonations.
I love that.
I loved it. I could actually probably carry that on and do it all year. If you've got a Gareth Stafford, anytime you want to give us a call with an impersonation.
I mean, we had 6-year-olds sending in sound bites to us. We had men and women from all across Australia calling in with their favourite Gareth Stafford impersonation. It was pretty good.
Well, look, it's time for us to go, but you'll be happy to know that
I'm Gareth Stafford.
We'll be with you in our place during the day.
He's not leaving you.
He'll be jumping into the void, I'm sure. Whatever you're up to this day and into the weekend, we pray it's wonderful. Andy, you'll be back with me next week. How are you going?
Well, if you invite me back, Phil, I'll be back. I've really enjoyed this week. So, but to all of our audience out there, thanks for joining us today. Have a super day and a really good weekend. And we're looking forward to being with you again, same time, same place on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.